So we're getting pretty darn close to reInvent here, and I thought it'd be nice to take some time and share some tips because I've gone to every single reInvent. Well, the first thing is chapstick. It is in Vegas and it is very dry, and every single time I go to reInvent, I end up getting cracked lips and I'm just struggling to kind of stay alive. The next is comfortable shoes. The hotels look deceptively close together on a map, but you can spend 30 minutes walking between the two, and then there's walking within the hotels as well. It's pretty busy and there's a lot of kind of circuitous routes that you have to take in order to get from one location to another. The next, hydration. Stay hydrated. Just drink water. Don't over imbibe on the coffee or the alcohol. There used to be this thing called Midnight Madness. It doesn't seem like it's happening this year, but I've seen a bunch of different people say, oh, we're gonna throw our own party. We're gonna throw our own Midnight Madness. Be careful with that. You don't wanna start the week off on the wrong foot. Just take it easy, be ready to go to the sessions bright and early on Monday. And then keynotes. You need to get there pretty darn early. I think 7:30 is about the latest you could possibly get there and still likely get a seat in the keynote hall. I'd say it's not a big deal to be there in person. It's live streamed and you can get everything wherever. You can watch it from the comfort of your own hotel room, or you can watch it in one of the theaters or expo halls that exist throughout the conference. The next thing is gonna be sessions. Now, session registration is already passed. That said, outside of most of these session halls, they have something called the waitlist area. There's a second line that exists where you can go and wait if you are on the wait list. And as people fail to show up for the session who have reserved seats, they'll start letting people in. And I would say a large portion of that wait list is able to get in to virtually every session. The downside is you're still waiting in that line without a guarantee of being able to get into the session. Now, one trick that I want to offer is that repeats and other sessions are still being posted. So keep a lookout on Twitter, on LinkedIn, as different AWS people are posting their sessions. And if they say, hey, I just got assigned a repeat session, go ahead and sign up for that one, because that one will often have space available immediately. Right now, people are not watching the portal because most of the reservations are already done. The next thing is the replay party. The replay party is to let loose at the end of the week. It's not time to work at that party. That party is mainly for relaxing. And to that end, I'd even say don't wear anything that says where you're working or what you're doing. Just go and let loose. And if that party's not your vibe, don't worry, there's plenty of other places to go in Vegas and relax. And then don't try to go to every single session. The most important part of reInvent is actually the hallway track. It's the people you meet. It's the ideas that you generate. You'll often learn more in conversations with your peers. So if you find a like-minded person and you want to take them out for coffee, go for that. It's going to be a lot more valuable than sitting in a session that's going to be recorded anyway. One exception there, chalk talks. Chalk talks are great. They're typically not recorded, and you'll find a lot of different AWS people giving insight into things that is a little bit harder for them to do in a recorded session. So you can really dive deep on certain things. Finally, don't try to keep a grasp on every single thing that launches at reInvent. Save that for next week. Save that for the next month even. It's gonna take a lot of time to understand and consume all of this information and incorporate it into your mental schema for how AWS works. It's not possible to do it there in that moment. And with that said, that's my tips for reInvent from a 10-year veteran, and I hope to see you all there, and I hope we can all hang out and talk about what we're building.